Come on in. I'm going to give it a second here. I'm trying to get the live stream started. Okay, we are rolling. Revenue, share screen, share screen two, share sound, optimize, share. Okay. Come on, everybody. Make sure you say hello so I know you're in the room. Let me pull out the chat. We'll get started here in a second. Let me know you can see my screen. Give it 30 more seconds. All right. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. All right, let's get rolling. So, welcome to today's webinar. Today, we are going to talk profit. Now, I don't have my video on only because I want to make sure everybody focuses on the screen, not me. We're going to talk about how to maximize revenue and the value of every client and grow faster, right? This is basically our bolt-on revenue webinar. We're talking about bringing money into your pocket without bringing in new customers, not hiring more employees, not investing in or building a new product. So first thing I want to do is get you to listen to a video. Let me know if you can hear the sound here. I think I did it correctly.
Entrepreneurialism has just always been in my blood. My dad was a business owner. My grandma's a business owner. My great-great-grandfather, Amos Elledge, was a proprietor and sold blocks of ice. I failed in business 6 times, but on that 7th business venture, I actually made many millions of dollars. And I think it's because of those experiences, those failures and grinding it out and doing what other people are not willing to do that kept me learning, that kept me improving and kept me, kind of figuring out exactly who I needed to be so that I could succeed in business. When you have growth opportunities and you need to make hires and you need to maybe purchase more inventory, you need to invest in technology or new platforms and that sort of thing to meet the demands of that growth, well, that eats up cash. And so even though you might be making a lot more money, your profits might actually temporarily take a hit, which is really important that you are working and surrounding yourself with smart financial people, smart financial platforms, so that you can create a buffer, so that you can invest in smart growth. So when we started with Credit Suite, one thing that's just beautiful about the way that this has been designed is you start with baby steps. And so the first things that we did is we got a couple of revolving credit lines. We got some store credit at some businesses that were really easy to get those things. And then from there, we graduated, and then we got some gas cards, and then we ended up getting a very nice line of credit at Amazon, and then eventually we worked our way up to getting a very, very nice SBA loan, which is a no-brainer. Thanks to Credit Suite, we're able to really get our business finances in order, and not just from an accounting standpoint, but from a what looks good to potential lenders and potential creditors. And so because we were able to use the Credit Suite platform and really design that very well, we became very attractive to lenders. And this is really important because there are a lot of, I'd say, predatory lenders out there, and they'd be happy to give you money as a business. But what ends up happening is if you're now faced with, 25, 30% interest or more, which is very, very common in the business lending world, it's really hard to pay interest rates at that level when there are so many other options out there. But the best options are always available to those who have their credit game locked down. And that's what the Credit Suite platform allows you to do. We've been able to make smart investments in staffing, marketing systems, sales systems, product development, all of these things that before Credit Suite or before having access to capital, we really couldn't do.
All right, I don't want to keep you all watching that video forever.
Just don't.
Um, let's get this rocking and rolling. I know your time is super valuable, and I respect that. I want to get you through this as quickly as possible. So let's talk about who this webinar is for. That was Josh Elledge. Josh Elledge is a client. I personally know Josh. He came on board, had a fairly successful business, but had a difficult time getting lending. And once he went through our platform, his business just skyrocketed. I mean, he got too big for us. He's just unbelievable. Fantastic guy. And that's just an example of what you can have your customers saying about you. So who's this for? This is for B2B business owners that want to grow faster, but can't break through the next level. One of the most difficult things when scaling a business, and I've started and grown a couple of companies, is you hit those plateaus, and everybody has different ones, but for me, it was the million and then 5 million and then 15 million. And you tend to get to those numbers and then go backwards and you've got a chain. And that's when people run out of funding. And that's really what building your business credit is about. So this is also if you want to stop the constant cycle of acquiring new customers just to grow a little, or your growth is slowing. Or if you want to use the full potential of your existing customers and leads, unlocking this absolute gold mine in your list to speed up your growth and profit more. So here's what you're going to learn today. You're going to learn about the constant customer myth and how focusing only on acquiring new customers is actually robbing your business of revenue. We're going to talk about the cash access problem and how you can actually fill that gap in the underserved and high demand market, and it's only getting higher. Third thing, you're going to talk about fundamental training and tools to help you market and sell to your existing customers and scale your business fast. Fourth, 7 core criteria for evaluating bolt-on revenue solutions to ensure it's the best fit for your business. And we're going to talk about multiple options, not just what we have. We hope that you go with us, but there are lots of other options out there as well. And then we're going to talk about the profit loophole that unlocks unlimited customer lifetime value and lets you break through to the next level of revenue. So here's what you're not going to need today. You're not going to need hundreds of thousands of dollars to build new products and services. You're not going to need to hire more employees or new departments for development and customer service. You're not going to need months or years to develop and launch these new products or services. And you're not going to need to bring in new customers to scale your revenue. And that's really a big deal if you know anything about cost of acquisition for a customer. And you're not going to need to feel like you're working a second job just to bring in additional revenue streams. So your presenter today is myself, Steve Weibel. I built 3 successful 7- and 8-figure companies over the last 30 years. Yes, I am old. Over 30 years of experience in sales, marketing, and sales management. I have extensive knowledge in manufacturing, real estate investing, and valuations. I provide unique insights into business credit. I've actually leveraged business credit to scale every single one of my businesses, including real estate, which comes to a shock for a lot of people. I lead the sales team here at Credit Suite. I travel across the U.S. training business owners and others on how to build business credit. And I regularly share my expertise through webinars, seminars, and industry conferences. And you happen to be at a webinar today. So about Credit Suite, if you don't know anything about us, we've helped over 50,000 business owners build corporate credit. We are Inc. 5000 for 4 years, over 300 positive online reviews and growing, featured on hundreds of radio shows, TV podcasts, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau without being accredited. And what that means is we don't pay them. Ranked one of the best entrepreneurial companies in America by Entrepreneur Magazine in 2018. And we have hundreds of actual results and video testimonials online. Go check it out. So first things first, let's debunk the constant customer myth. And this is something I see all the time. What is it? It's a belief that always acquiring new customers is the only or the primary way to generate more revenue. That's not necessarily the case. This is true. Let's look at some real statistics here. First of all, it's more expensive. It can cost 5 to 25 times more to acquire a new customer than to actually retain an existing one. Our source is business credit, businessdit.com, customer acquisitions versus retention. There's a link there. And this is 2024. It actually costs 5 to 20. And look, we deal with this ourselves here, right? What it costs to acquire a customer today is not what it cost last year or the year before, the year prior. It is constantly going up. The probability of selling to a new prospect is between 5 and 20%, depending on the product you have, versus 60 to 70% for an existing customer. It's 3.5 times lower. So you have a much better shot of selling a customer you have already paid to acquire than you do a brand new customer. So what if you focus just on your existing customers? The value of existing customers. Existing customers contribute to 65% of a company's revenue. 65% of your revenue should be and typically is existing customers. By increasing customer retention by just 5%, you can actually boost your profits 25 to 95%. It's almost double. I mean, think about that. Just by increasing retention by 5%. So what if you had some product, some bolt-on revenue generator that you can just literally plug into your existing business and offer to your customers, right? All without hiring new employees, all without spending more money to acquire customers, all without affiliate programs that generate very little success and really small profits, and all without wasting time and money on creating a new product. Nobody really has. If you're running a business, even if it's just getting by, there's no way you're going to have time to sit and create a new product, right? So here's an example of one of our partners, Sandy Northrup. Thanks to Credit Suite, we sold 5 business credit suites in one day, generating $5,000 in profit, $5,000 each. Business credit and funding saved us when our merchant account was temporarily shut down. Credit Suite changed her life and empowered us to change the lives of business owners. We have something unique that helps us make a real difference. It's not just selling, it's understanding our clients' needs and providing solutions. With business credit, it's a win-win. This opportunity is amazing. Brian Winston, same thing. Hey there, I'm Winston from Genesis Credit Consultants in the Washington, D.C. area. I wanted to talk about Credit Suite and specifically the direct funding product. Recently, I helped a client secure $50,000 for a business, and within a few months, he's already closing on his first property. It's been a fantastic experience, and the Credit Suite has truly delivered great results for him. Stephen Leifer, same thing. From New York, owns a credit repair company. I'm sorry, yeah, he's from New U Credit Repair, not from New York, located in Boca Raton. Since incorporating Credit Suite into my services, it had a significant positive impact on my business. Not only has it boosted my cash flow, but it's also been instrumental in assessing numerous existing customers in launching their businesses and securing the necessary funding for growth. I believe it's a fantastic resource that truly makes a difference. So the common theme in all three of these, not just they're our partner, they brought on another product that they sold to existing customers. And in Sandy's case, she brought in 25,000 in revenue, 5 new customers at $5,000 each. Right? So look, have to do this. Income disclaimer, actual earnings will vary based on, but not limited to factors like your particular model, your individual effort, market demand, existing businesses and sales and marketing skills and success. There are no guarantees of income and your results may differ. I have to say that by law, I have to tell you that. Okay, that's out of the way. So the elephant in the room, do I have something to sell you? Well, yes, I do. I want to sell you on being present and engaged throughout this event. I'm going to move fast because, again, I value your time, but I'm going to bring value. Whether you work with us or not, you're going to walk away with this. You're going to learn something. Okay, so here's my evil plan. I'm hoping that you'll choose us as your profit maximizer, but it's not necessarily required. If you do, wonderful. If not, that's okay. I just want you to walk out here and go, you know what? That webinar was worth my time. Okay, so to effectively scale your business, you need to have first the right mindset. So what I'm going to introduce you today is something called the scale framework. Foundations are the building blocks of growth. Scale brings together essential strategies for sustainable success. Each concept may sound familiar, but together they're literally transformative, right? Why this matters. Most businesses don't fail from lack of skill. It's about mindset, and it's about strategy. I don't know any business owners who are lazy, right? They work, they've got skill. Typically, their strategy is a little off and their mindset is typically off. Sometimes they'll approach entrepreneurship or ownership as if it's a job, right? This is why this matters. With scale, you'll discover a fresh perspective on foundational strategies. You're going to gain some tools to maximize your growth potential. Seriously, one insight can literally make all the difference. If you walk out of here with one thing that's great, I'm super happy. I did my job. So the scale framework is the blueprint to maximize lifetime value with the least amount of effort. So S in scale, stretch, the 10x mindset. You need to embrace this, right? Set a goal that's 10 times bigger than you usually would. If your goal was to hit $100,000 this year, make it 1 million, right? Shift from what's realistic to what's possible, right? So I'm a golfer. When I go out, every time I play golf, I plan on shooting under par. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. Now, 2 years ago, I was a 30 handicap. Now I'm a 4. So I'm not a under par guy, but I get really, really close. That's why it's important to embrace that mindset. You want to stretch as hard as you can. You've heard this a million times. Reach for the moon, right? If you come up short, you're okay. Uh, Use prompts to guide your thinking. Imagine if you had unlimited time or resources, what would you aim for, right? So here's the 10x mindset in action. What's one part of your business that you could multiply by 10? Revenue stream? How could you multiply a product's income tenfold? Customer impact. What would it take to serve 10 times more customers? And then productivity. How could you free up 10 times more of your schedule by delegating or automating? So there's 3 areas where you can look at multiplying by 10. For an example, small consultancy firm expand into an online course to reach 50 clients or partner with a program like Credit Suite to offer additional high revenue services. So there's, again, that 10x mindset. C, connect. You want to think in terms of systems, right? Navigating business growth with systems thinking. View your business like a connected ecosystem, right? Use data and analytics like a compass to guide your growth. This is something I do. I hate it, but I do this every single day. I'm always looking for ways to systemize. I mean, with the advent of AI, it's obviously making it easier and easier and easier. But the key is you're going to need the right feedback loops. In other words, your feedback loops are essential for continuous improvement. I'm a big believer in innovation. See if it works. If it does, continue to scale that. If it doesn't work, that's okay. Go back, do it again. You're never going to change without that mindset. I drive my team nuts because I'm constantly coming up with new things to try. And 9 out of 10 fail. I don't care. I'm looking for that 10th one, that one that works. And when I do, it's a game changer. It actually helps you level up your revenue. Uh, so systems thinking in action, where to start? Identify one key area of your business to monitor more closely. So you can think in terms of your customer's experience. Set up a monthly survey to understand their satisfaction levels. Like find out what your customers are thinking. This is a big deal. Your sales process. Track your lead conversion data to find gaps in your funnel. I am amazed at how many business owners have no idea what their conversion rate is. None whatsoever. Uh, Honestly, I was not one to chase this down either. Uh, Coming to Credit Suite taught me that because we are an online marketer, we're out there in the world. We generate a lot of leads. So we had to know exactly what percentage of leads are we closing because we know what it costs us to acquire a customer. And then you want to look at your operational efficiency. Use simple metrics to monitor how smoothly the key processes run. You don't want to over data yourself, right? You want to have the key data. That's what's important, right? So customer experience, track your lead conversion, and using simple metrics to monitor how smoothly whatever your key process is. Um, in scale, awareness, market insights, be aware of what's going on, right? Mastering market awareness for sustainable growth. Stay informed on market trends and consumer behavior. This is a big deal. If you don't know what's happening in the market and you're just every day diving in and dealing with your customers, eventually they're going to slowly but surely go away because you're not changing with the market. What does the consumer, what does your customer want? You want to use this data to predict changes before they actually impact your business. Uh, an example, I can tell you right now that I am super highly focused on AI and what it's going to do to our industry. So we're already a year ahead of the curve. We're building something with more AI built into it because we know at some point somebody else is going to do it and we want to be ahead of the curve. We're the 800-pound gorilla in this space. We want to make sure we're the leaders in that. You want to use data to predict changes before they impact your business. You want to be proactive, not reactive in business decisions. Using the AI, for example. I don't want to go to our CEO a year from now and go, hey man, there's this other company out there and they've got AI built in and they're destroying us. Too late. It's too late. You have to stay on those trends. So here's some example of market insights in action, where to focus your attention. Your competitors. Observe what's working for them and where gaps exist. And so if you are in business, you have competitors, look and see what they're doing and see if there's any gaps that they're not taking advantage of. Customer behavior, monitor changes in buying habits like a preference for subscriptions or online purchases. Um, I'll use a really simple one. So my brother owns a landscape company, and one of the big complaints was that people couldn't easily pay. They had to wait for him, hand him a check. He built an entire system where they pay online, and that system also, this is customer service, notifies them exactly 30 minutes prior to him showing up. So when his truck leaves X house, it'll notify the customer that they're on their way. So that's customer engagement. Customers love it. They easily pay online. Um, he actually has a forum on his site. Customers can interact with each other, which is really kind of neat. I've got community engagement, join forums or groups to understand emerging discussions, and then economic trends. Stay informed on changes like interest rate and regulations. Obviously, we all pay attention to that right now. All right. So now we're into L, leverage. This is the big one, right? Resource integration, finding ways to leverage your resources for fast and smart growth. Grow efficiently by using partnerships and tools. You want to focus on your strengths while others handle the rest. Transform external resources into internal capabilities. Basically, what we're talking about here is bolt-on revenue. When I had my printing company, uh, one of the things I ran into was customers were constantly asking about design. Well, we weren't designers. We were blue collar, right? So I found someone who had just got a design school, had a nice conversation with her. I said, you know what, I'm going to start an advertising agency, a design agency in-house. You're going to run it. Bought all the equipment she needed. Started a separate company, even though it was in-house. And that was our bolt-on revenue. If a customer needed design, it went there. So we took a customer that would have gone somewhere else to get that design done and maybe send it to us to print. And we just eliminated any chance of them not sending it to us. We designed it and then we printed it. That's truly what I'm talking about. So an existing customer, I was able to get more money out of by offering a service they desperately needed, right? So I transferred basically an external resource into internal capabilities, and I knew nothing about design. Uh, Here's some practical examples. Technology tools, automate repetitive tasks and streamline workflows, right? Anything that you think you can automate it. Like the example I was talking about where my brother's uh, software notifies the customer they're en route to cut their grass, right? Network collaborations, partner with others to cross promote and expand your audience. This is pretty traditional selling. We do this here all the time. Matter of fact, if you're in our email list, every once in a while you'll get an email from an accounting firm or something because we do cross promotions. Outsourcing, delegate your non-core tasks to skilled professionals, free up your focus. That is such a big deal. One of my weaknesses is delegating. I like to have control. Most entrepreneurs do. I can tell you when I finally let go here at Credit Suite and allowed my assistants to do what they were tasked to do, it freed me up, and now I can run 6 departments as opposed to just one. Expand your services. Offer complementary services by partnering with external solutions to meet more client needs without internal development. Um, Another example would be heating and air conditioning and plumbing. They almost always go hand in hand, right? So if you own an air conditioning company and you don't do plumbing in-house, tie up with a plumbing company, right? Bolt on that product. Eventually, you're going to bring it in-house. It always happens. The only reason I bring that up is yesterday my air conditioner went and I actually needed some plumbing done. Same company did both. Okay. The last one, E for execute, speed of implementation. So another weakness I find for myself is I'll have these fantastic ideas, or I think they're fantastic ideas, and then I rethink them again, and I just don't implement them quick enough. I'm getting much better at it now. I can tell you, our CEO Ty is the opposite. He has an idea, let's roll with it, and he's right more times than not. And you're never going to know until you try it. So the power of fast action for business growth. Act quickly on opportunities. Speed is absolutely your biggest advantage. You want to be the first one in. Set clear decision-making criteria to avoid delays. In other words, lay out, okay, if X, Y, and Z, then I'm going to do B. And then momentum breeds success. Take action before opportunities fade. That is really key. That is probably the number one growth killer that I see with business owners that I talk to, is they have opportunities, they don't take advantage of them. So execution action, where to execute quickly, opportunities, act immediately when you see a growth opportunity. You see an opportunity to scale your business, don't hesitate. Maybe it's buying a competitor. Maybe you heard a competitor's having problems. Reach out to them, have a conversation. You will be surprised what you find out and what opportunities are out there. Customer feedback, implement small changes based on feedback without overthinking it. You get more than one person telling you the same thing. I wish you could do X. You need to do X, right? Product launches. Don't wait for perfection. Test, refine as you go. I call it changing the brakes while we're driving down the highway. We are great at this here. We do this all the time. Actually, one of my favorite things to do. We don't we get it out, we test it, we refine it, we test it, we refine it, and you know what? In the end, we have a great product, right? And then delegation. Like I said, this is my weakness. Quickly assign tasks to the right person to free up your time for strategy. In other words, working on your business, not in your business. So that's the scale framework. Stretch, 10x mindset, connect, systems thinking, awareness, that's market insights, know what's happening in the market, leverage, take advantage of the resources you have or you know about, and then execute. You've got something going on, implement it right away. Don't play around. Get started. Even if it feels like you have to do everything yourself, that's okay. You'll find a way to delegate this as you're implementing this and figuring out what works and what doesn't. So the scale framework is the blueprint to maximize lifetime value with the least amount of effort. So I'm talking about existing customers. Uh, First of all, I'm going to stop right here. Does anybody have any questions on the scale framework? I know I am moving fast. That's intentional because I want to make sure I get you out of here at a reasonable time. Anybody have any questions at all? I'm going to pause for 1 second. See, well, Paul doesn't have any questions. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that. I know this is also live streaming. I know there's people out there watching this live stream. Obviously, you can't answer questions. It doesn't look like we have any here. Remember that. It's called the scale framework, SCALE. You should get a copy of this webinar as well if you attended. Okay, so let's explore some different ways that'll increase revenue in your business. So I'm going to give you 25 of them right now. Take a screenshot. First one, expand your product or service offerings. That's obvious, right? Price optimization. What is price optimization, Steve? Well, if you lowered your price 20%, I'm just picking a number, but increased your business by double, that's price optimization, right? As long as you're profitable, or what that's going to do is it's going to lower your cost of acquisition. In other words, so if you double your sale, let's say your cost of acquisition is $1,000 for a customer, and you double your sales. In other words, you have double the number of orders. That $1,000 just went down to 500, right? So you've optimized your price by lowering it 20%. You cut your cost of acquisition by 50%. Customer segmentation. What that really means is knowing who you're talking to. You have your A buyers, your B buyers, your C buyers, your D buyers, your E buyers, right? Your A buyers they're the ones you want. They're the ones with the money. They're willing to spend the money. And then all the way down, then you have the ones who can't afford, but maybe want what you have. So come up with something that's affordable that they'll buy from you. That makes sense, right? That's customer segmentation. Then you're going to do upselling and cross-selling. So you're going to take your existing customers, you're going to upsell them if they came in on a lower price product, or cross-selling them if there's another product that makes sense for you to bolt on. Subscription models. I love these. This is just regular revenue. It could be newsletter. There's a million things you can do with that. Strategic partnerships. You notice I'm highlighting certain ones. That's when you partner with a company like Credit Suite to give your customers something they desperately need and they're willing to pay you for and get paid on multiple times. Geographic expansion, that's obviously just adding more locations. Or if you're only advertising in Dallas and then suddenly you want to go into Oklahoma City, e-commerce and online sales, obviously, customer loyalty programs. I love those. Product diversification, add another product, sell it who you already have. Quality improvement, increase the quality of your product. Market expansion, same thing. Investment, marketing, and advertising. Efficiency improvements. So increasing revenue, efficiency may not necessarily increase your revenue, but would definitely increase your profits. And that's really what we're all looking for as entrepreneur. What's on the bottom line? Customer experience enhancement. What can you do to enhance your customer's experience? I'm not going to share it right now, but we're doing something right now. I'm actually starting training today with someone in-house to improve our customer experience. So we want to make sure that our customers come in, they get white glove treatment right out of the gate. We already do, but I'm going to go above and beyond in our next phase. Product customization. So you could customize products for others. Maybe you can get people who are outselling your product for you. Data-driven decision-making, strategic pricing strategies we talked about, brand licensing, merchandising, continuous innovation, customer retention strategies, that's big. strategic acquisitions or mergers, investment in employee training and development, social responsibility initiatives, and franchising and licensing opportunities. So there's 25 ways that you can increase revenue and profits. But did you notice nearly 30% are about products and customer retention? 30% of those, product and customer retention. So more than 25% of total revenue and profits come from the launch of new products, right? So revenue and profit from new products in the last 3 years. You can see top 25% is 36, right? The percentage of profits, 31%. Uh, Adding a new product, because again, the cost to acquire a customer is so expensive. If you can sell them something else, there's a reason that these retail stores have loyalty programs. There's a reason your grocery store has a card that they scan. They want to know what you buy. They want to know what to promote to you because they understand that customer retention is way more profitable than new customer acquisition, right? So adding other products that they know you want is super important to them. It's the why. It's the reason why they have these loyalty programs. It's why you go into restaurants. They're going to have so many meals. You get this one free. They want customer retention. It's how they stay in business, right? So here's the thing. Let's go create a new product, right? Let's do it. What's the problem with that though? Right? So think about that. It's expensive. It's time consuming. Forget time consuming. It's expensive. Any new product is going to be expensive. You've got to research. You've got to know what you're doing, and you're going to make mistakes. Everyone does, right? So if you look at this, you've got market research. You've got innovation R&D, customer co-creation. And what that means is just getting involved with your customer and finding out what they want. Partnership and collaborations, mergers and acquisitions. Look at all of the costs to add products, product diversification, right? Cost a fortune. It's not easy to do. And then the time is even longer, 1 to 6 months, 6 to 24 months of innovation, customer co-creation, 3 to 12 months, partnership collaboration, 6 to 36 months, mergers, acquisitions, 6 to 2 years, 6 months to 2 years, 3 to 12 months on licensing, franchising. I've never seen franchising happen in 1 month. That's at least 2 years. Vertical integration, 1 to 36 months, depending on the product. And then diversification through new markets is 6 to 24 months. Breaking into a new market is not easy to do. Unless you have a foothold there, that can take you up to 2 years to do that. So that's time and money. The average failure rate of product launches are high across the board at around 40% for new products. And when I say new products, I'm talking about you developing a new product, right? This is why you have all these startups out in California. They know how long it takes, and that's why they lose money for the first 3 to 10 years. I know they don't look good, right? Don't worry about it. We actually have you covered. I have you covered on this, right? So how do successful businesses launch successful new products? Uh, Specific launch capabilities correlate with success, right? So the percentage that are successful, if you look at across the board, team collaboration, 51%, right? 51%. If there's collaboration, in other words, bringing in another product. So essentially your product and customer support teams, we got you covered there as well, right? By now you might be curious, how? Like I keep saying, I got you covered in these areas. We're going to get to that soon. But what is bolt-on revenue? Bolt-on revenue is products that others create. Somebody else creates it. It's super easy to introduce and upsell. Your customers truly want and need it, and that's the key. Do your customers want it, right? Adding a product that your customers don't want, that's that market research we talked about. It's not going to do you any good. You're just spending money, right? You want something that's managed for you so your revenue is mostly hands off, and you want the largest percentage of it as well, right? And it's not affiliate marketing. You want to keep your customers and you want to keep the profit. In other words, you don't want to be promoting somebody else's product and then having them sell your customer, because then you're going to get that's basically affiliate marketing, right? We want you to keep the customer. We want you to keep most of the revenue, right? That's why it's easier or it's better. It's super easy way to increase your profits and maximize customer value. It keeps your clients around longer, gets you happier customers. I'm going to tell you, this is underrated here. You're going to get a lot more referrals, because when you help someone get money and credit, they're going to tell at least 2 or 3 other people. They're going to send them to you. Now, that's just not an opportunity to help them get money. That's also the other product that you're selling, whatever that is. If it's accounting services, if it's credit repair, if it's whatever it is, right? It can be added without more hiring or giant investments that eat your growth. You want to make it simple. You want to make it crazy profitable. It has to be easy and it has to be something that's not complicated. It's not difficult to implement, right? So if you think this is good, kind of give me a yes. Did Paul give me a yes? No, Paul was saying yes about about the sound. If this sounds good to you, if you're like, hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind adding revenue to my company. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Some yeses, right? Okay. So let's peek into our partner program. Now, again, we're going to talk about others as well, but I'm going to peek into our partner program. So the Credit Suite Partner Program, our reseller program, works really simply, right? You can offer our software and funding services to your clients under your name with your logo. You don't have to hire any employees, right? So they're going to log into our software. They're going to see your logo. Your clients are going to get coaching and support through chat, email, phone with our entire support team. We're going to give you extensive marketing and sales resources, including seminars, email content, landers, social media posts, ebooks, webinars, scripts, and more. I'm going to show you all this in a second. I'm not just going to tell you. And it's fast. Once you go through our partner certification, in our live webinar sales training, we do live training every Tuesday between 3 and 4 East Coast. And then we have archive partner training vault. We literally have 500 videos. That's like 500 weeks of training about marketing, sales. Matter of fact, my favorite part about our partner program is that you can use the training not just to scale your business selling what we have, but what you have. Everything that we've learned in building our company to where we are today, from scratch to tens of millions of dollars, uh, we share with you everything. Every time we try something new and it works, we share it with you from a marketing point of view, from a sales script point of view, from an automation point of view, from systems, everything. Every team lead in this company will do a live weekly training webinar. At least I think it's our rotation is once every 4 or 5 weeks. But we have it every week. So you'll have Ty in there, you have myself in there, you have our head of marketing, you have the head of profit lifter, customer service, finance, you name it. You'll have all this live training and it's all recorded. You can go back and watch training that I gave in 2018. So it's super simple. So how it works, wholesale versus retail. So first of all, who wants to see our software? Does anybody want to see our software? Give me a yes if you want to see our software. You want to see what I'm talking about. Let's see. Fundability. There we go. Okay. So what we're talking about is our fundability software. Now, when you log in, right here it says Credit Suite, but in your case, it would have your company logo. And we're going to take your clients through the entire foundation, their financials, business credit reports, application process. We're going to guide them through while building their fundability score. We're going to show them exactly how to get trade vendors if they're matched up. Our system automatically matches them with who they would be approved with. We give them underwriting criteria. We take them to our Funding Explorer if they get funded, or if they have a match for funding, it will tell them you have a match and they can go ahead and apply for that right there. Now, here's what's cool about this. As a partner, you will get paid for things even if you don't know about it. Even if you don't know about it. But let's talk about wholesale versus retail. So our products sells, you can go to our website right now, go to creditsuite.com and check it out. Fundability sells for $29.97 retail, $5.97 a month times 7 months, I believe. So between $3,000 and $4,000. As a partner, if you become a partner with us, you get to buy that for $700 or less. So as low as 500, between 5 and 700, but let's just use 700. You can retail it for less than we sell it. Let's say you sell it for 2,700. They're going to pay you 27. You're going to give us 7. You're going to keep the $2,000. You're going to submit your client's name, phone number, and email. They're going to get a login to the system with your logo on it. And then we're going to call them from Fundability, not from Credit Suite, and guide them through the process. So you kept $2,000, right? And we take care of the rest. They're going to get 5 years access and 1 year of coaching. You're done. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to be a business credit expert. And while they're in there, if they happen to apply for funding, you're going to get paid on that as well, even if you don't know about it, right? It's really simple. But here's the thing, it's your customer, right? So what do you do? How do you know what's happening with your customer? Let me show you what, here we go. Let's log in. Let me show you what you're going to see. So when you log into the partner program, you're going to get a dashboard. It's going to tell you how quickly we get on the phone to your clients, right? Typically, uh, we call them within an hour. It's going to tell them it's going to tell you who your clients on average are getting approved for, how much lending they've gotten. Keep in mind this is a demo account. We give notes for all your clients. You can see everything that's happening with your clients in real time. You can actually look your client up and open them up, and it will tell you where they are in the process. Matter of fact, look, you can see what your clients have received in total amount approved, how much funding they've gotten, have at least three reporting trade accounts, how many have logged in. You always want that to be 100%. Um, Average time to first funding account. And again, everything that's happening with your client is right here. You can click on it. It will show you. Some of these are live, so I don't want to pull up their personal notes, but it will show you their notes. Then in addition to that, in our CS Academy, where only partners have access to this side of it, you're going to see, bear with me while it logs in. Hope everyone can still see my screen. Uh, you're going to see this week's most recent partner training. So we have a new one today at 3 p.m. You could see it. But this is last week's. Whenever you log in on the homepage, it's going to be last week's right here. Of course, you can find all of them under the partner resources. You'll see weekly training. There's going to be 500 videos. I don't want to open that up because it's going to take forever to load while I'm sharing my screen. But you're also going to have a resource library. And this is where it's almost ridiculous what you get. You get access to, let's just go with, I don't know, flyers, right? Let's just open a flyer. Let's see. That's the Spanish versions. That's new, by the way. So let's talk about small business loans when banks say no. So this is a standard flyer. I had a 23-year-old, I'll say kid, obviously he's a man, um, that got started, had no real experience, printed out these flyers, customized them, put all his information on, and handed them out in his town, into small stores, pizza shops, etc., and sold four of these his first week. Made $8,000 his first week, just handing out these flyers. We give you a ton of resources that you can use, everything from videos, webinars, PowerPoints, ebooks. Ebooks are great because you can actually sell them, right? You want a product to sell to your people who aren't qualified, you can sell them ebooks on building business credit. Uh, there's sales. If you go into sales resources, it'll give you the scripts that we actually use, the setter script, literally the script we use to get people on the phone, get them to schedule an appointment, and then the entire sales script and our process. We give you testimonials, social media. Oh, I love social media. I'll tell you why I love social media. I'll show this to you real quick. So about 5 years ago, maybe six, don't remember. I had to write a book. Our CEO wanted me to write a book about building business credit, which I did. And then I had to promote it. Well, I'm not a promotion person. I don't even like the internet. I didn't know what to do. So I started a Facebook page and I went in and started copying these social media posts with a link to I'll take you to page two. There's, I think, 144 of them. I just started copying them and pasting them with a link to my Amazon book. I'm the number one seller of business credit books on Amazon. Don't buy the book, by the way. It's outdated. It's worthless right now. Remember, I really should take it down. But all I did was use these social media posts and a link to my Amazon page, and I sold thousands of these books. I love this. Already done. Copy paste, put a link to your website. Speaking of websites, you actually, as a partner, get a full-blown website. Now you have to host it somewhere. We have everyone host it with Profit Lifter. They're super inexpensive, but one of the reasons we use them is because they have a CRM. It's with Go High Level, and they have our entire funnel built in there for our partners. So if you want to put your existing customer database in there, this system will email them about business credit. It's all automated. It's really cool. Yeah, if I click on website templates, I can view the resource. I think it should take me there. Yeah, this is what your website template looks like, right? So you get a full 8-page template. Again, you would host it. And then if you want, if you used ProfitLifter as your CRM, I think they cost $99 a month. They'll customize the whole thing for you. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So my point is you get all those resources. You get custom chat GPTs as part of our executive program. I'll tell you what that is in a minute. They're coming, they're in development, they're actually done. There's a sales GPT. So if you're on the phone with somebody talking about business credit, you can type in a question they ask, it will answer it for you. So you know exactly what to say to them. Uh, then we have communities where our partners go in. There's all these courses and master classes. You get tons and tons and tons of bonuses by being a partner with us. Business crowdfunding secrets, business grant secrets, private money funding secrets, business loan broker formula. These are all in here for free and included. Insider trainings you're going to get. You're going to get access to some real high level people. Don't count that guy right there. But anyway, so you're going to get all kinds of things. The partner program is ridiculously powerful. There is so much. But the key to know here, wholesale versus retail. We retail for 3 grand. You can retail it for any price you want. Your wholesale cost is going to be between $500 and $700. You can monitor your client's progress by checking on the client notes. They get updated in real time, so you're never lost. I can tell you, I had a customer one time call up and say it's not working for them. I immediately pulled up the dashboard. I said, "Tell me what's happening." Well, I'm just not getting the value I thought I would. And I looked, they never had one conversation with the advising team. The advising team, I kept calling and calling and calling. I said, "Well, listen, you know, you're not taking their phone calls." "Well, yeah, I haven't had time." I said, "So have you logged in?" "Well, no, I haven't." "So you've done nothing and nothing's happened." Shocker. Kind of laughed and said, "You're right. I'll dive in." Very successful after that. The point is, you'll never be blindsided. You'll have access to all that information. And again, you're going to get paid for things you didn't know happen. They get funding. You're going to get a call from our accounting department, say, "Hey, setupbill.com. We're going to go ahead and ACH you some money." Um, Stephen Childs is a guy, partner in Philadelphia, strongly recommend that every entrepreneur obtain business credit as it's essential for growth and success of your business. Credit Suite provides comprehensive solutions to obtaining various types of business loans and working capital. Their partner program is outstanding, constantly adding new features, way ahead of the curve. The learning curve is simplified, making me a credit expert in my area. My clients love the software. It's empowered me to hold seminars and speak confidently about business credit. This education is not taught in college or even with an MBA. If you're serious about business success and care about your family and brand, Credit Suite is the ultimate product. It is a game changer that cannot be surpassed. I'm not going to read all these to you, but you can see we have more and more. So let's talk price because we are 47 minutes into it. So here's the deal. Our program, which we normally sell, our VIP, there's 2 ways you can do it. We normally sell for $54.97. Because you're attending today, you're going to get a 25% discount to $41.20, or our monthly payments are $697. You can go to $560 a month. Again, 25% discount. We have our ultimate partner, which is more of a done for you. Everything's built. That's in Profit Lifter. You can use Credit Key, who actually reports on your business credits. You get a free trade line out of it for $385 a month. And we actually have a third-party financing company. You can get in for as low as $300 a month. I actually, 277 is what I saw this morning for somebody who got approved. And 100% approval. Everyone's approved. So if you're interested in becoming a partner, go to creditsuite.com/partner dash webinar. That's creditsuite.com /partner dash webinar. You have to use the promo code Steve, my name. You have to use the promo. You're going to see $54.97. Put in the promo code. You'll see the 25% discount. If you're interested in getting that third-party financing, call my team right now, 877-600-2487. Say, "Hey, Steve told me about this third-party financing company you have." 100%. Everyone's approved. I believe they even offer 12 months interest-free. Again, 877-600-2487. Give them a call. Give my team a call. They'll get you set up. You'll know in 30 seconds what your payment's going to be. You'll have to put your down payment, your first payment. It's typically going to be whatever your monthly payment is, but you can get in super inexpensive. What's great about this is you have lifetime access. You get to build your business credit as well. In other words, you're going to get your own fundability software to build your business credit because we think it's important that you actually know what you're selling and actually love it. Once you use it, you will. You're going to get a demo account. So you're going to have another fundability account that's set up as a demo. There's a education or a video training on how to set up your demo. It's really, really simple. That way you can do what I just did and kind of show you how it works. And again, you can get in for as low as $300 a month if you use our outside. Uh, but I would take it if you have the means. The 25% discount is massive. We don't offer discounts like this. So again, promo code is Steve. So look, again, it seems like a lot of capital, but let's do the math together. There's what I was telling you about retail. We sell for $29.97 retail. $29.97. You're buying it for seven to as low as $500 each. And when I say as low as, when you begin buying multiples, you get multiple customers, you actually will get a discount as you buy packs. We have 1 packs, 3 packs, 5 packs, 10 packs, etc. You can see we sell for $897 or $497 a month for 8 payments. That's $4,000. And then one time we sell for $29.97. Go to creditsuite.com/partner-webinar. Give us a call at 877-600-2487. If you feel like this went really fast, that's okay. Give us a call, talk to one of my reps. They'll go through the process with you. They'll slow it down. The only reason I went quickly today is because, again, your time is valuable. Here's the deal. Mindset declarations. You want to commit to client success. I'm here to help my clients succeed by offering real solutions to their challenges. If you sell B2B, every one of your customers is going to be looking for money at some point. Why not have them look to you? Why not get paid for it? You don't have to do anything. Get them into the software. Matter of fact, if you become a partner and let's say they don't want software, they just want funding, you can, I think I closed it out. I didn't close it out. You could submit a finance lead right here. So if they don't buy the software, that's okay. You can still submit their information to get funding. Our team will call them as if they work for you, talk to them about the funding options that they have, get them into the proper lender. That's the key. We get our commission and we split it with you. It's that simple. We do all the work. All you have to do is just send their information in, and we call them as if we're working for you. So it's not like you've lost a customer. They are your customer forever. If they come back and get funded again and you don't know about it, you get paid. I think, ladies and gents, that is it. Okay. So I got done with 8 minutes to go. Does anyone have any? Now I'll put my camera on and I'll stop the share. Nope. Stop share. Cancel. Okay. So anyone have any questions at all? I'm still sharing, aren't I? There we go. Stop share. Start with my business. So to start with my business, yes, Ariel, you can start with your business. You will get to build your business credit. We expect you to. We want you to go through it. So here's what I recommend. If you're not an online marketer, I would start with the VIP. Don't go with the ultimate. Start with the VIP. Here's the thing. You get it at that price at $4,000. You get in, you sell 2 customers. You're now profitable. You're on a free ride for life, right? And remember, we sell our business credit builder, our fundability software for $3,000. So you're getting that already included, right? So you're already getting that. So that's $3,000 worth of value. Then you're getting the partner program. You sell 2 of them. You're building your business credit for free at that point. You're in the partner program for free for life. Now, anytime you speak with a customer that's interested in getting funding or complaining about how they're having a difficult time getting funding, maybe their personal credit's wrecked, that's okay. They can build their business credit profile. We'll even recommend them, if necessary, if you're not in that business, to a credit repair company to help them get their credit repaired. It's not something we get paid for, but we want to help them build their personal credit and their business credit so that they can get the funding they need. Like our goal is to get everybody into an SBA loan. It's the best loan out there. But we have multiple. We have hundreds and hundreds of different products and lenders to help your customers. Everything from revenue financing, credit card stacking, personal loan stacking, real estate, hard money loans, any type of commercial real estate, you name it, we've got it. Any type of, we literally have funding for people who have IP addresses, the proper IP address. For large customer lists, you can actually borrow money against that if it's a big enough list and it's active. There are so many different funding products. I'd have to do a 2-hour webinar just to go over the funding products that we have access to. Here's the main thing. This is an easy add-on if you sell to B2B. Now, if you don't have B2B customers, but you're interested in becoming like a loan broker or starting this business, that's fine. But today's webinar wasn't about that. Today's webinar was about helping you add revenue to your bottom line, right? So if you need help, give us a call, 877-600-2487. That's 877-600-2487. Talk to my team. They'd be happy to guide you through the process. Take it a little bit slower than I did. If you get started as a partner, you'll be seeing me around. I'll be giving you personal training. If you become a large enough partner, in other words, you have a good list and you're really doing well, I'll even do a custom webinar for you with your company info, and it'll be recorded and you can send that to your list. There's all kinds of things that we can do. Our job here is to help you scale, right? Scale your business. And this is just the perfect opportunity for that. So don't forget, promo code Steve, go to creditsuite.com/partner-webinar. And promo code Steve will give you that 25% discount. Take advantage of it. I believe it will end today's Tuesday. It will end Friday at midnight. But give my team a call, 877-600-2487. If you want that third-party financing, you can get in for under $300 a month. Under $300 a month. You got a whole new bolt-on revenue added product. Thanks so much. I appreciate you all hanging out with me today. Not a whole lot of questions. That means I either did a good job or I did a really bad one. Hope to see you all soon.